Welcome back to the Elite Automation YouTube channel, where we talk about all things automation and robotics. Today we're doing a fun little video and we're answering a kid's question about automation and robotics. So this will just be a fun little video that we do. I have my daughter Emma here with us, the spicy one, and she's got a list of like 9-10 questions or something on her list there that she came up with on her own. Emma, what do we got?
How do robots see?
How do robots see? Well, out of the box, robots can't really see. So we have to add things called vision systems to the robots. So naturally, robots are not able to see. So that's one thing we do as a company is we add things called a vision system to a robot. And we make that vision system talk to the robot. And what is a vision system? A vision system is a camera. And that camera also has software inside of it to do certain things like quality inspections, like locating things. So if something is not able to be located at the exact same position every single time, then we would utilize a vision system that would then locate the part and essentially give the robot the ability to see. How do robots move? Okay, so there's like a few different things that make up how a robot moves. Now, robots today are electrical devices. So they have electric motors, they use electricity. Most of the time, the input voltage of that is 480 volts. But back in the day, they actually used to have robots that were hydraulically powered. So they had hydraulic pumps and hydraulic solenoid valves, and that's how they were able to actuate the mechanical unit. There's also gearboxes and other mechanical parts of the robot. As you've seen before, the like 6-axis robots that we have here at our shop floor. And you see how that works. So each one of those axes has its own motor to move that axis. One other way that the robot moves is it's programmed by a human to move to positions that is also taught by a human. Come on, give me some energy. Sit up strong. Come on, give me some energy. Look at the thing.
When were robots made?
All right, again.
When were robots made?
When were robots made? I think it was like 1954, and it's a robot called Ultimate. What was it? Unimate? What was the name? Unimate? And it's built by George DeVloy, huh? Is that right? So it was one of the first robots, and it looked much different than the robots that we traditionally use. Maybe the team has put in a picture or pictures of that robot. Very different than what you would see like a 6-axis robot. It's more closer related to a Scara robot or a gantry style robot in the way that its movements were able to be executed. What are the best 3 robots? So if we're talking about robot brands in the United States, I would say there's probably 3 that are the top robots that you see in majority of manufacturing facilities, and that's Fanuc, Yaskawa, and Kuka. Now there are some other robots that are very popular, and certain manufacturers like a Toyota may primarily utilize that brand of robots. Say for instance Nachi, it's used a lot by manufacturers such as Toyota. So there's certain companies that have standards and utilize some of these other brands, but in general industry and even in automotive manufacturing, Fanuc, Yaskawa, and Kuka tend to be the #1 robots that we see here in the United States. You gotta ask it again to the camera. So robots themselves don't generally make plastic. Plastic is pretty much made entirely by injection molding machines, which basically what that is, which essentially takes plastic beads, melts them down, and then shoots them into a mold that is formed to whatever product we want to create. Now, there are some advancements in technologies that is using robotics to make plastics with the additive manufacturing side of the industry, which would be utilizing something like a 3D printer that has the printer head attached to the robot arm. But your mass-produced plastics are primarily made by injection molding machines. Do robots make toys? In fact, robots do make toys. Now again, like the plastic parts of the toys were probably made by an injection molding machine, but the assembly of that toy is most likely done through robotics, right? One robot picks up one part of the toy, another robot picks up another part of the toy, and then they're assembled together with some other robot maybe that holds a screw gun. That's just a very simple and generic example of how a toy might be made by robotics, but toys and almost every single thing you touch is made by automation and robotics. Are robots waterproof? So majority of the robots that we use in the industry are actually not waterproof. However, most brands do have a waterproof version of their robots. Ooh, the biggest robot made. Fun fact, we've installed the biggest robot ever made. It's an M2000 robot, and it has a, how much is it? What's the payload? You can answer it. Okay, I'll answer it. So this robot has a 2,300 kg payload, which payload means the load that it's able to lift. And 2,300 kgs is 5,000 pounds roughly. That's enough of a payload to be able to lift up a car. And in fact, this robot is utilized to lift vehicles in an automotive manufacturing facility. And this robot has a 3,700 millimeter reach, which is close to 12 feet. So it has not only a massive payload, but it also has a massive reach as well. Is that it? All right, you gotta wrap it up then. You gotta tell them. Yes, this is all the questions I have for today or something. Talking to the camera. No, come on.
That's all the questions for today.
Say it to the camera.
That's all the questions for today.
All right, guys. That's all the questions that we have for today. Subscribe. Catch you on the next one.